All praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders and teachers of Great Millstone. And salutations to the Yahweh by Shem Yahushai as faithful elect out there. I was just thinking about watching the sit down of the apostles, and I was just thinking, like, our people don't want the truth, you know? Start off with this scripture, Isaiah 30:10. It says, matter of fact, I'll start up, that this is a rebellious people. So, like, hold on. Yeah, I start at now. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Yahweh. And you know what? That's our people, because the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is for us, first of all. But they don't want to hear it, you know. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, you know. We speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. You know, our people don't want to hear right things. Some of those right things that they don't want to hear is that America's gonna be destroyed. You know, that Trump is gonna fucking lay the hammer down on you Negroes, man, and you Latinos and you Native Americans, and it's all in the process of, you know, it's already in motion. You know, they don't want to hear that he finna start drafting 18 through 28-year-olds, men and women. You know, yeah, America already at war, but it's gonna be full blown scale. You know, they don't want to hear things like that. Uh, Let me get Luke 5:39 to go with the scripture. This is Luke chapter 5. I start at verse 36. It says, and he spake, this Yahweh speaking. It says, and he spake also a parable unto them. Now let's see, what's a parable? A parable is a placing of one thing. In the Hebrew, it's parabole. A placing of one thing by the side of another, juxtaposition as of ships in a battle. Metaphorically, a comparison of one thing with another, likeness, a similitude, an example by which a doctrine or a precept is illustrated. A narrative fictitious but agreeable to the laws and usages of human life, by which either the duties of men or the things of the Most High, particularly the nature and history of the Most High's kingdom, are figuratively portrayed. That was a parable, an earthly story with a heavenly meaning. That's simplified. A pithy and instructive saying. I looked that word pithy up. It means basically short and sweet, to the point, like forcefully to the point, involving some likeness or comparison and having preceptive or admonitory force. All right, so that's a parable. You know, basically put. You know, it's a metaphorical comparison. Like, you know, when you give somebody a hypothetical situation, it's a metaphor. So it says, and he spake also a parable unto them. No man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old. If otherwise, then both the new maketh the rent, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. And that's the thing. It's not agreeable. Like the new garment and the old garment, you can't put them together. Like the whole new garment got to be of one piece. You can't put the you got a rip or something. You can't put the new garment with the old garment, because it'll make it even worse. It says, and no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles and be spilled, and the bottle shall perish. And, you know, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, this parable, this isn't referring to, you know, like let's say you got somebody that thought a certain way his whole life. Let's take the Bible for example. You got somebody that's been grew up in the church house their whole life, and they've been eating pork chops and catfish dinners their whole life. But then you come back and tell them, wait a minute, Leviticus 11 says we're not supposed to eat that. And then they hit you with the, oh, don't say the God said anything I said is don't say anything I said unclean when you read in the New Testament. Then you like, wait a minute, that's not talking about that. That's talking about the Gentiles is that's Israelites. That's talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And then after on and on to a while, it get to the point where they say, well, that's your interpretation because they're old bottle. You know what I'm saying? The new knowledge. That's why they say you gotta to be born again. You gotta be like this new child because when you a child, you ain't got no. You just taught everything. Everything is taught. You know, you got to be taught how to walk, how to eat without spilling food on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't even from a baby, you can't even, you got to be burped. You know, you can't even hold the bottle. So everything you learn, you got to be taught. You got to be like, you got to be an empty canvas. All right? You got to be an empty, an empty vessel. You know, you got to be an empty vessel so so it could be put back in you, right? They say, but new wine must be put into new bottles, and both are preserved. All right, so you got the new bottle, with it's just free and it's empty of all the bullshit, and then you got the new wine, you got the truth, and then it's preserved. It can contain it, cause you can't contain it if you an old bottle. You still got, goddamn it, some half of that old shit in you, or even more. You try to put the truth in there, no, the truth get the falling all up out of it. It can't even fit in there. You know, it don't mix. And it says, no man also having drunk old wine straightway desireth new, for he said the old is better. Yeah, so you're more comfortable. These people are more comfortable with the old way of, no, I'm cool. I'm just gonna keep going to church, and you know what I'm saying. It's more comfortable. It's not you know what I'm saying. They're offended. They're offended at the truth. You know, they're offended at the new wine. You know, I like the old wine better. I like that bullshit. I don't like that. I like that GMO. Don't give me that. I don't want that organic wine. I want that GMO wine. You know what I'm saying. That GMO wine would be all the other false doctrine that our people caught up in. But going back to Isaiah 30:10, they say prophesy to us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They want those smooth things, but we can't do that. You know, Amos, the 3rd chapter says, the Lord has spoken, who can but prophesy? And what have the Lord spoken? The Lord ain't spoken no smooth things. You know, I mean the kingdom in heaven, you know, kingdom in heaven and ruling over our enemies and oppressors. Yeah, but it say weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. We in the night right now, you know. We ain't in the we ain't came into the morning time yet where you know what I'm saying, we gonna be living in that glorious part. We gotta get through the night first. It say let me I'll start at the top of this. It say, and he said unto me, this is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, which is the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. That's who we sent to. I mean, Yahushua said, go not into the way of the Gentiles, but rather to the house of the sheep of Israel. You know, it says to a rebellious nations that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. Back then, when Yahweh Bashem Yahushua sent Moses his servant and delivered us and gave us Israel, you know, removed the Canaanites before us, and all the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Jebusites, all them heathen nations gave us land. And then when we kept falling off and going into captivity, all the way, when you go down the timeline, all the way to right now, you know, our fathers and us, even unto this very day, transgressed against the Lord. And how we do that? By not following his statutes, laws, and commandments. All right? For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh the power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So yeah, whether y'all pay attention or y'all don't pay attention, we still gonna go out there to the highways and byways and speak the words of this book. All right. Real quick, let me go to real quick, because it said, "Yet shall they know there have been a prophet among them." You know, whether they hear or whether they forbear, because the Lord said, "I send you to a stiff-hearted and a stiff-necked people." So the Lord know we hard-headed, you know, as a people. This ain't nothing new to him. Let me see. Mm, all right. I will start at 18. This is Deuteronomy 18:18. It says, "I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him." And that's talking about talking about Yahweh Shai. Because even when Yahweh Shai was on the scene and they heard a voice from heaven, it said, "This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him." All right, so that's what that's talking about. But it says, "But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die." So these people got a lot to pay for. These people that's like General Yohana, you know the name. You speaking in the Lord's name, so to speak, right? But you talking about we got to build our kingdom right alongside in this kingdom. We got to load up arms, and y'all got some shit vice land, some shit guns and come on, man. Fuck all type of other shit, man. The mark of the beast is in embargo and all that shit. So you presuming to speak in the Lord's name, which he have not commanded. And all you other fake pastor pork chops and TD fatheads and speaking all that shit, y'all, that's idol worship. Y'all are under all type of other shit. You know, the Lord said even that prophet shall die. And if thou shalt say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yahweh have not spoken? This how you know. When a prophet speaketh in the name of Yahweh, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahweh have not spoken. But the prophet have spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. So we speaking, the stuff that we speaking is coming to pass. Because that is what the books say. You know what I'm saying? We telling you straight out the scripture. We telling you straight out the scripture. The mark of the beast is the chip. Going into the Greek, going into the Hebrew. And then you seeing it come to pass. And in reality, as you know, as you watching the news and you watching like the different technology coming out, and you seeing what Trump's saying. All we need something he said about we need more precise identification markers and all these euphemisms for the chip. You know what I'm saying? We saying that all these countries, pursuant to the scriptures, all these countries gonna turn and rebel against America. You seeing it happen? So read the scripture again. When the prophet is speaking in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahweh have not spoken. So all these people that's speaking, because the scriptures say, when they speak peace and safety, then sudden destruction. So you know what I'm saying? These people finna be destroyed, man. A lot of people finna be destroyed thinking that everything cool. You know, you got all type of things going on. The Bible is coming to pass right before our eyes. These scriptures coming to pass, and people just living life oblivious. You know what I'm saying? Just oblivious to shit, man. And we telling you what's gonna happen, you know. But let's go back to I'll read that over. Ezekiel 2:5. "And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them." So you gonna know. It ain't gonna be some, "Oh God, if only you would have sent me somebody. If only you would have told me." Well, we telling you. It say, "And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks. though they be a rebellious house. So ain't nobody worried about y'all, man. So like, ain't nobody worried about like the scripture say, don't be afraid of their looks and and none of that. I'm gonna precept that with this is Jeremiah 1:8. It says, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. So we got the Lord. How the hell we gonna be scared of you? And we got the Almighty power. It says, then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms. So the prophets are over y'all, over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. So we casting aside all those, breaking all those strongholds that got y'all people in the headlock, got you Israelites in the headlock, Jehovah Witnesses got y'all in the headlock, Christianity, false Christianity, that bullshit Muslim shit, the New Age, the New Age shit, that agnosticism, all that shit. We rooting all that up, and we planting the righteous I don't want to say seed, because the fake ass pastors, oh, you gotta sow a seed, but basically we planting like the righteous word. All right, that's it on that. All right, and then it says verse 7, Ezekiel chapter 2 verse 7. It's saying, thou shalt speak my words unto them. So we speaking the words of the words of the Most High to y'all. All right. It say, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. Let's see what they got for rebellious. Let's see. Go to when you go to Marah, Strong's H4784, it say, to be contentious or argumentative as people, disobedient and disobedient towards the Most High. All right. Causatively to provoke. Yeah, see, y'all move the Lord to wrath, man. Provoke the Lord to wrath. All right. It says, also like in verse 8, but thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, the holy scriptures. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations. What's lamentations? Let's see. Lamentations. A wail, a chant, a dirge, a chant, a wail, to lament. All right, and mourning, that at a funeral, lamentation, mourning. Go to mourning, sighs. To moan, growl, meditate, devise, murmur, implication to ponder. And woe, let's see, destruction. Lamentation, wailing, woe. Mourning song. So this is not all peachy, man. Everything not peachy. In this book, written within and without, is lamentation, mourning, and woe. You know what I'm saying? So we charged to the Lord charged us to speak to you the words of these book. It's another scripture I want to get in Ezekiel 2, because like previously mentioned on the sit down, not too long ago, it's this is our occupation. We got a job to do. Let's see, get it real quick. Salakia, I know it's in Ezekiel. When the Lord speaks about he gonna require the blood at our hands, So if we know right, and we don't tell you, here you go. Man, I knew it was kind of close by. It says, I start at 17. It says, this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. What's a watchman? A watchman is to look out or about, spy, keep watch, observe, watch. In the Hebrew, sapah, to watch closely. So we watching closely. The scripture says, mark the time diligently. Watch and pray. So we watching the prophecies unfold. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that our salvation is near. You know what I'm saying? But we watching and we watching. Look, all right, this gonna happen. This gonna happen. This gonna happen. Watching world events, current events, just the state of affairs of our people and everything. Is like the scriptures is the script, and reality is the movie. It's playing out. You know what I'm saying? So it says, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's say, I'll give you an example. You got a mailbox at, you got a mailman, right? And you got fucking vicious dogs in your on your property, in your yard. But your mailbox in your it's not outside your gate. It's like right next to your door. He gotta go in there and deliver the mail, but you ain't got no warning signs up. You ain't got no vicious dogs, and the dogs just waiting in the cut, waiting for his ass, and they go and get his ass. That's your fault. You ain't got no beware dog, vicious dogs on property. You ain't out there to let them know. You know what I'm saying? We got to let these people know, look, if your ass don't, if you keep, you know what? Yeah, because you got Jake that think, well, I ain't going to go to hell because I'm eating pork. Well, hell is a fictitious place outside of being a condition. You know, hell is a condition on earth. It's not no, this ain't the Catholic doctrine where you burn in hell for eternity forever. We ain't talking about that. But yeah, the Lord will kill and destroy your ass for eating pork because he told you don't do it. So we sitting there telling you everything that you're doing against the scriptures, that the Lord gonna require your life if you keep doing it. You're gonna die in your iniquity. But if we don't tell you, if we just sitting there look at this motherfucker. And he, like, you got people that may have questions. We ain't you don't supposed to lord something over nobody, like lord knowledge over them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't telling you. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures say after two admonitions, reject. So that don't mean reject out the gate. After them two admonitions, you know what I'm saying? Look, I told you once, I told you twice, and fuck, it's on you now, the blood off my hands. All right? Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, you know what I'm saying? If we warn you and you don't pay it no heed and you don't pay it no never mind, well then so be it, so well. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with us no more. The scripture say thou hast delivered thy soul. So your life ain't at my hands no more. Because the scripture say to whom much is given, much is required. So it's like it makes you got a level of responsibility, you know what I'm saying, knowing the truth. You got to be responsible enough to conduct yourself. When you're not around brothers, you got to be responsible enough to give people the truth in doses. Because, you know, it say babes require milk. So, you know what I'm saying, you got to, you know, it's a level of responsibility. And, you know, we not going to stop, you know, because, Jeremiah 29. Let's see what Jeremiah did. He tried to stop. This is verse, let me see. This is Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 7. It says, O Yahweh, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me, because being a prophet is not a desired occupation when you understand what it has to do. Jonah tried to run from it, you know. He tried to run and denied going to preach to those in Nineveh. Jeremiah didn't want to do it. You know, he said, "Oh Lord, I'm too young." Moses, he told the Lord, "Lord, I'd rather you just kill me. I don't want to do it." You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people choose to be pastors. You know, they choose to be pastors for because you know, out there in that Christian church shit, you go to work what, a couple times a week, uh, an hour or two, fucking sing, shout, dance, tap dance, and footwork, and speak that shamana hamana bullshit for an hour or two, and then you get large sums of money. You know what I'm saying? That's a desired. A lot of people desire that. You know what I'm saying? You uplifted and everybody. Oh, pastor. They never say. You never get no understanding of the word. It's always pastor. Show was such and such today. I don't give a fuck. Well, fuck pastor. What do the word mean? All right. So he said, "For since I spake, I cried out, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of Yahweh was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily." You know what I'm saying? That's why Yahweh Shai said, blessed are thee that's persecuted for my sake. You know what I'm saying? When men shall revile you and speak against you, because we out there telling the truth, and we the enemy. We out here spreading the good news. You know what I'm saying? America gonna be destroyed. Excellent, great news. You ain't got to walk around seeing faggots no more. You ain't got to walk around trying to play the goddamn guessing game. Is that a man or a woman or somewhere in between type shit? But you know what I'm saying? We made a reproach. Let's see what reproach is. Reproach, scorn, taunt. Oh, look at them niggas with them dresses on in the cold. It's cold as hell. What the fuck they doing out there? Scorn upon enemies. So we enemies. Resting upon condition of shame and disgrace. All right. It said, "Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name." All right. So, you know, Jeremiah like, man, if I'm going to be dealing with this, from these niggas, I ain't trying to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But his word was in mine heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So, you know, you might be in positions, you know what I'm saying, other acumen of truth. You might be in positions where, you know, you at work, or you in a certain social setting where it's like a lot going on around you, and it's just relevant to the truth, and you just be like, you try to hold it in sometime, and then sometime it might just come out, and you know what I'm saying, you be like, no, I don't know if I should have spoke about the, you know what I'm saying, you gotta supplant, you gotta hit them with that logic sometime, you know what I'm saying, you gotta, you know, like one example of me, like instead of, you know, telling Esau they the devil, or telling other jakes Esau the devil, depending on you just hit them with the history. And these motherfuckers did this to the Native Americans, did this to the slaves, to the Latinos, and still doing it. This shit ain't something of the past. They still doing that shit. But you know what I'm saying? It said, read that verse again. It say, "Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name, but his word was in mine heart as a burning fire." Because see, this word in our heart, man. You know, a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So you know, you got to get it out, whether it be on the line, you know, doing the sit downs, in conversation. You know what I'm saying? Conversation's supposed to constantly be in the heavens. I mean, you can't have a conversation. It's impossible, really. Being in the scriptures, being a man of the Lord, it's virtually impossible to have a conversation without using the scriptures. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care if you're watching any type of movie, any TV show, if you're watching sports, boxing, or anything. You could be watching basketball. It's Israelite, you know, Jake. Sometimes, you know, we'll be watching something just as, yeah, that's a Jake. Trying to check out people's spirits or something like, yeah, that's an Israelite, that's a Jake. Oh, that's a heathen. Oh, that's a tell. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible to being a true man of the Lord to have your conversation outside of the scriptures, no matter what you're doing, man, no matter what. But with that, you know, I'm gonna conclude this sit down lesson with Jeremiah chapter 20 verse 9. You know what I'm saying? The word of the Lord is a fire in our bones, man. We got to get it out. So all you people that don't want to hear, the scriptures say whether they hear or whether they forbear. You know what I'm saying? For this is a rebellious house, going back to Ezekiel. But with that, Lord willing, that you brothers that come across this video was edified, and I want to say shalom.